Hello, everyone. I'm back one more time for the conclusion of our Best Picture nominees for this year, our reviews. And that film is, and I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Sorry. I know I look drunk or high in the other video, I promise. No substances have passed me. I don't do drugs, I don't drink. I'm just very tired. Uh, don't worry about me. So, I just need to go to bed when the sun goes down and I'll be good to go. So, anyway, enough about me. I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy, and we're going to talk about, what are we talking about? A movie. The last Best Picture nominee of the 8 that we haven't gotten to yet for the playlist in time for the Oscar, show, the, Oscar night on April 25th. And that is Mank. M-A-N-K, Mank. Short for Mankiewicz. This is directed by David Fincher, the great David Fincher. And it's written by his father, Jack Fisher, who died in 2003. This is sort of like a labor of love for David Fincher. So, what's Mank about? Mank, which is shot in glorious black and white, and not simply black and white, like old school, almost like RKO Pictures level black and white, and for good reason. The film is about Herman J. Mankiewicz, who's, if you follow the Breakfast All Day podcast or used to watch The Young Turks What the Flick, his grandson is film critic and Turner Classic Movies host Ben Mankiewicz. So there you go. There's actually a really kind of sweet review he does of the film Mank on Breakfast All Day, where he talks about how much his grandma would have loved this movie. Who's played by Tuppence Middleton in the film. But Herman Mankiewicz is played by Gary Oldman, who's getting a very well-deserved Oscar nomination for his performance, as is Amanda Seyfried, and what I think is career best work. I'm a big fan of hers, but this is really her best work. As Marion Davies, I've said, I think more than once on this show, that nobody makes a monkey out of William Randolph Hearst. And it's about them, but it's also about the big part of it is Herman Mankiewicz is an alcoholic. He is the writer of what's considered by many the greatest film of all time, Orson Welles' opus Citizen Kane. And he wants, back then, and honestly to a certain extent still, screenwriters that only get enough credit. And that's kind of what this movie's about. It's almost like championing screenwriting. It's about him basically. It's done very much in Citizen Kane style, where it's non-linear, where you're kind of going back and forth about how Citizen Kane came to be, how he came to write it, and his sort of pseudo frenemy almost relationship of sorts with Orson Welles, his friendship, his deep, as his wife says, platonic affair with Marion Davies. And his relationship with all the people in his world. And it's shot in beautiful, glorious, hypnotic black and white in the style of Citizen Kane. In my first year of college, I was in a film studies program by my professor, who has since passed away. R.I.P. Mr. Price. You were a great professor, even though you hated Spielberg. Water under the bridge. But that was the second time I saw Citizen Kane. The first time was in high school, and I've seen it 2 more times since then. I've seen the film 4 times. So as someone who knows Citizen Kane, I absolutely love this movie. I thought this movie really was a beautiful piece of work. The way it was shot, the editing, the way it was done. Certain scenes also as a movie lover. And the fact this is a Netflix film, the irony was not lost on me. There's a scene where the head of MGM, or Metro Goldwyn Mayer back then, Lion, is talking about how he asked to basically cut the budgets of all these people, and he says, people aren't going to the movies, they're not going to the Dream Factory anymore. Ironic. And see, he wrote it, like I said, Jack Fincher died in 2003. He wrote this script in the 90s. How could he have known? But I think that theaters are kind of on their last legs, unfortunately. And save our cinemas, guys. We gotta save our cinemas. But, this is a beautiful film. Really terrific writing. character relationships that really matter. I really loved the friendship between Gary Oldman as Mank and Amanda Seyfried as Marion Davies. I thought they were really wonderful. And I like that they never tried to go for any kind of illicit thing or any kind of romance. It was just, they were just... It reminds me a little bit of a running thread in a really underrated movie by David O. Russell called Joy, where Jennifer Lawrence as Joy and Bradley Cooper is like part of a, he basically runs what would become the Home Shopping Network, and basically she's she's an entrepreneur, she's an inventor, and like a single mother, and she's talking to, he talks about how her business is growing and that they're going to be enemies in commerce, but friends professionally, and it shows them and that's what I really liked about this, that they have to do things that are not, then the other person's not going to like, but they're still friends at the end of the day. They still respect each other. Mank is great. I can't think of a better film to end this on. I'm going to give Mank 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, let's close the book on it. David Fincher, it's amazing. The little homages to Citizen Kane, for instance, if you know Citizen Kane, the famous opening, Rosebud drops the snow globe. It has that perfect shot of it tumbling out of his open hand, hanging over the bed as it goes down the thing. They do like a little nod to that with a little bottle of booze that he's holding out. Terrific. So yes, Mank gets 5 out of 5 stars for me. All right, trailer trash. None. I watched it on Netflix also. Was there shawarma? No, there wasn't. As far as I can remember. So, we did it, guys. Best Picture nominees. We did it. So, like I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow for my review of The Unholy and SNL, and whatever else is to come after Easter. That'll be next time, and until next time, I'm the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. Okay. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Class dismissed. Love you 3000. Thank you all. Take care. Be kind to one another. Sorry about my hair. It's crazy. Thank you all.